Hey guys, welcome to the Gilneas City dungeon guide for both Horde and Alliance. Gilneas City is a custom dungeon on the Turtle WoW private server. The instance was released with the patch 1.16 called Beyond the Greymane Wall. In this video I will cover the lore of the area, the bosses located in the dungeon, all the quests and their objective, and I will also explain the route that I usually take when running this dungeon. Let's go over some quick facts about the dungeon. The dungeon usually takes hour and a half to complete. As for group compositions, overall all classes will do just great. Any tank healer combination will do just fine. I recommend bringing with you at least one class that can CC, as some mob packs can be hard to deal with due to their size. The recommended level for this instance is from 43 to 49. The city of Gilneas is the capital of the human kingdom of the same name, ruled for decades by the Greymane dynasty. The city is located to the west, on top of a mountain. In the Second War, King Gen Greymane, along with the other 6 governors of the human kingdoms, plus the dwarves of Khazmodan and the elves of Quel'Thalas, founded the alliance of Lordaeron, fighting it side by side until they finally won the war. Sometime later, Gen strongly opposed maintaining the internment camps where the orcs were held, so he separated from the alliance along with his kingdom and built a wall to separate the peninsula, where the kingdom of Gilneas was located, from the rest of the continent of Lordaeron, isolating its people from the outside world for several years. The wall was finally opened by the residents of the Gilneas themselves. After several decades, the peninsula is accessible once again to the outside world, but no one expected to find such a desolate environment behind the Great Wall of Greymane. Death, pain, suffering, destruction. Greymane's wall hid a tyranny on the part of Gen Greymane since the Second War. This attitude worsened after the appearance of the curse of the Worgen in his people and the manipulation of the House of Nobles of the kingdom. Inside the city, the Worgen wander aimlessly through the desolate streets, while Greymane loyalists protect their king and prevent any rebels from reaching the last bastion of tyranny, Greymane Tower, at the top of which stands the king. Purple flashes have been seen from the distance on top of the tower. No one knows what he's trying to do.
Tremble, mortals, and despair. Doom has come to this world.
Let's talk about the bosses first. The first boss of the dungeon is Matthias Holz, the Worgen Hunter. He's located at the beginning of the dungeon where a small group of humans is trapped. Here is his location shown on the map. The boss is really easy, there are no special tactics needed for him, has only one ability, Net Throw. The drops are nothing special, only the musket is worth mentioning. The second boss is Packmaster Ragetooth. He's located in the middle of the Worgen controlled territory in this part of the map. The fight with him is really easy as he has only one ability, AoE Fear, which he casts when he's aggro. The drops on him are nothing special, but the offhand weapon is really nice for warlocks or shadow priests. The third boss of the dungeon is Judge Sutherland. He's located in the tower near the park area. He's a caster with not a lot of HP and defense, and he's really easy to deal with as his abilities require no special attention. The items that he drops are quite useful for casters, and there's also a small chance that he will drop the Black Pendant. The fourth boss is called Dustivan Blackcowl. He's located to the left of the main street that leads to the Greymane Tower. He is invisible, so he needs to be aggro to begin the fight. He has no special abilities and there are no special tactics against him. The items that he drops are really good for classes like rogues or feral druids. There is also a small chance that he would drop a cape that increases the stealth level. The fifth boss is Marshal Magnus Greystone. He is located before the Greymane Tower and he patrols the area near the gates. There are a lot of patrols and mob packs around this area, so it's advised to clear them first before pulling the boss. Boss is tanky and he's hard, but it's not difficult to handle him. He drops nice items for warriors and paladins, and he also drops a tabard which looks pretty cool. Horsemaster Levin is the next boss. He's located in the lower level of the Grey Main Tower. To reach him, turn to the right when you reach the main entrance to the tower. The boss is located in the stables. I suggest pulling him into the open area first. The boss has 2 adds with him, but dealing with them should be a breeze. He has no special attacks or skills that you should be concerned of. The drops are okay, and the most notable of them is the epic mount, the Grey Main Charger. The next boss is actually 2 enemies, the Harlows, the region lords of Gilneas. They are located in the middle section of the Grey Main Tower. The difficulty of this encounter is that you have to fight 2 bosses at the same time that hit quite hard. At 50% health, they will turn into Dragonkin. There are no loot drops from them specifically, but there is a chest behind them that spawns 1 or 2 items from a loot table. You can see those items on the screen. The 8th and final boss of the dungeon is the king himself, Gen Greymane. Before starting the fight with him, it's advised to clear all the mob packs on the roof first. Gen Greymane can cast a fear that lasts quite long, should be dispelled immediately. He hits hard and has a lot of HP. The drops from him are really nice, the most notable being the epic ring. These were all the bosses in this dungeon. Let us continue to the quest now.
My life for the Horde.
The first Horde quest is called Gen Greymane Must Die. It's a part of a chain which starts and ends with the character Blackthorn, who's located in Blackthorn's camp on this part of the map. The objective of the quest is to go into Gilneas City, kill the last boss and loot his head. The rewards for this quest are quite nice, especially for melee characters or hunters. The second quest is called the Royal Heist. It's picked up from Luke Agamont in Blackthorn's camp. The objective of the quest is to go into Gilneas City and find the portrait of Mia Greymane. In this clip I'll show you where the portrait is actually located. You don't get any items from the quest, just XP. The third quest is called Ebonmere Affairs. The main objective of the quest is to kill Dustyvan Blackcow, that's one of the bosses in the dungeon. You also have to loot him and get the Ebonmere Deed. The quest is a part of a small chain, and the NPC who gives this quest can be found here. The fourth quest is called The Evil Made Me Do It. The objective of the quest is to go into Gilneas City and pick up on the powers of blood. This quest is a part of a chain which starts from the Undercity, but most of the quests can be completed in Gilneas. The reward for the quest is this blue necklace, which is quite nice for this level. The NPC for this quest can be found in the ruins of Greyshire, shown here on the map, and the quest item can be found in the Grey Main Tower after you defeat the Harlow bosses. The fifth and last Horde quest is called the Grey Main Stone. The objective of this quest is to pick up the Shard of Midnight, which is located behind Gen Greymane, the last boss of the dungeon. This quest is a part of a 5-quest chain, which can be started from Dark Bishop Mordrain in Steelworth Church. The rewards for this quest are quite nice, but it takes a lot of time to complete as it involves you going into RFD and killing the last boss.
These inhuman dogs must be slain.
For the Alliance there are several quests as well. The first one is called Behind the Wall. It's picked up from Terram Deepforge in Stormwind. The objective of the quest is to go into Gilneas City and picking up the Dawnstone plants. They're located in one of the open houses on the long street before the Grey Main Tower. The second Alliance quest is called Ravenscroft Ambition. The objective of the quest is to pick up the Book of Ore Volume 2 from the Gilneas City Library. The NPC who provides this quest is located in this part of the map, and the library is located here. The third quest is called The Fallen Rise of Greymane. The objective of this quest is to kill Gen Greymane and pick up his crown. This quest is a part of a very large quest chain. but all the NPCs for this quest chain can be found in Ravenshire, which is the hub for Alliance and Gilneas. The rewards for this quest are quite nice, but if you can't choose anything, one of the rewards is this Ravenshire tabard, which looks pretty cool. The fourth quest is called The Deed to Ravenshire. The objective of this quest is to pick up the Deed to Ravenshire, which is located behind the Harlow's bosses on the table. The fifth quest is called Undoing Draconic Presence. The objective of this quest is to kill the 2 Harlow bosses, which are located in the tower. This quest is part of the chain and can be picked up from Magus Aurelius in Ravenshire. The rewards are quite nice, you can see them on the screen. The last Alliance quest is a mage-specific quest, which is called Manuscript of Hydromancy. The quest can be picked up in Theramore, and it involves you going into Gilneas City Library and picking up the manuscript there.
Do not run! We are your friends!
There's one more neutral quest that can be completed by both Horde and Alliance. The quest is called The Judge and the Phantom, and the objective of this quest is to kill Judge Sutherland, who is one of the bosses of the dungeon. The quest can be picked up from the quest giver located in this area. The quest rewards are just some greens, so it's not something special.
I laugh in the face of danger!
Alright guys, so now let's talk about the route that I usually take, and I think it's quite optimized because you go through all the bosses, through all the quest locations. Also, I will talk about the points of interest, so that would be points where the most difficult fights are happening. I will mark them and also show you some videos of how those fights look. So, when we enter the dungeon, there's 2 directions we can go, either to the right or to the left. So I usually choose right because because one of the bosses is located here, that's the Worgen Hunter. So I usually go like that direction. When we reach this point on the map, so I will mark like the points of interest that I will show videos of in blue. So this is one of them. Let me show you the video real quick. So you can see me approaching like this barricade. The fight is not really hard here. You just run in, focus the mob in the middle. So that's quite easy fight. The mobs are really easy here, so don't worry about it. Yeah, so after you kill everyone at the gates or those barricades, there are a few mob packs here as well, but as I said, they're not really hard, and you can always pull around like walls and edges to pull everyone. Yeah, so here's one of the first bosses, this Worgen Hunter guy. I will mark it as in red. That means that's the boss. Quite easy. You've seen the fight. It's just nuke him. That's it. Then you would go down here and to your left. So coming to your left, here you'll fight another boss. That's the Backmaster Ragetooth, who's located here. He patrols like this area, the small areas you've seen. Yeah, the next point of interest, as I call them, is this gate over here. In this video you can see how I marked the cleric with the star, and my mage just hexes him, or yeah, sorry, not hexes him, he polymorphs him. Yeah, so there's a lot of mobs here. There's like 4 overall. 2 of them are melee and 2 of them are ranged. Yeah, so we just focus them down. The fight itself is not really hard, but if you pull all 5 of them, I suggest killing the cleric first, because he'll heal all the other guys. Yeah, now we go into the spark area. So if you're speed running or just don't want to skip it, I would just go this direction, straight to the gates. But for a full clear, you just have to go around this area like this and reach this tower, because at this tower there's a boss here. So that's the judge boss. Again, He's not really hard. You just basically unload everything you have at him and you're done. One other thing that's quite important in this area are the is the library, which is located, I think, over here. Basically, it's the only building that has an entrance on this side. There might be another one here, but I don't think there's anything here. All of the books for the quests are located over here. Yeah, so you pick up your books, you kill the boss, and then you just go straight to the gates. So quite self-explanatory. There's no other routes you should take. At the gate, I would say this is one of the hardest fights in the with the trash mobs here. So here's another video of it. You can see that there's four trash mobs there, and I think there's another pack just beside them. So I would say be careful when pulling. Pull at the range. There's also clerics there, and they cast spells. Like they first will cast some buffs or some heals. So I would just pull them to the side to you and then start attacking. Focus the clerics first, of course, because they heal quite a lot. Yeah, as you can see, my party mates are being damaged a lot because I'm not holding aggro a lot, but they're also, I don't know, they're AoEing all the time. Right, so after you're done with that group, you will enter this street that we have here. There's a lot of packs actually here, so be careful when going. I usually try to hold to the left side of the street, because on the right side there's a lot of workers. So that's the non-elite enemy here in this dungeon, and there's a lot of them. So if you pull like all of them at once, or like 3 to 4, you have to deal with them, because it's quite hard to deal with them because there's a lot of other mobs running around. Yeah, so when you reach this point, you go straight to the left, clear some packs, and here is another boss. I will mark him. So he is usually, he's all the time invisible. So you just have to go in and he will aggro on you. So now you just go down the street, nothing special. I would say at this point, when you are reaching the gate over here, there's another pack of elites. I think they're called green main elites. Over here, yeah. So right here we have a pack of elites. Yeah, so you can see in this clip, there's 4 of them. One is being polymorphed. Yeah, then you just fight them. They hit quite hard. So that's why it's really nice to have some CC in your party, because it's overall the CC is really important in this dungeon, because there are a lot of packs that have a lot of mobs in them. So like you've seen, there was this one with 5 mobs, so we had to deal with 4. Yeah, and then at the end of this part of the street, you have another gate. So I won't be drawing the arrows here because it's quite straightforward. You just go straight. Kill the guys there. Yeah, and now you enter this courtyard area. I would say no, it's a street, but it's like a courtyard. I would always suggest going to the left side, not going straight, because there's a lot of patrolling mobs over here. This area, although it seems on the map that it's quite narrow, there's a lot of space and there's a lot of mobs filling that space. So my suggestion is always try to stick to the side. Yeah, over here there's another fight with elites. I think remain elites there. Be careful fighting them here. So this is the fight, because there's a lot of enemies that are around this area. So if you go from this direction, you already killed the pack here, but there's also a pack located over here. So you just have to be quite cautious. Kill these 2 mobs here and then kill that pack. And also when you try to pull the pack over here, which I'm hovering over right now, be careful, because the boss, the Tia something, I forgot his name, but he's patrolling from basically from this part of the map. So here he answers to this part of the map. Usually we just kill the pack here, wait for him to come, and then just pull him to those gates. So because there are mobs that patrol basically all around this area, so be careful because the mobs start hitting hard from this point on. Right. So when you're done with the boss, I suggest also sticking to one of the sides. So I really like sticking to the left. Yeah, and then you reach the Grey Main Tower. So there's a giant courtyard area. So this is the main courtyard basically. One more thing forgot to mention is that those gates again. So I have a clip. This is where you fight those judicators, I think they're called, standing near the gate. There's only 2 of them, but what's really important that you check is that there's another one patrolling the entire courtyard area. I think he starts from the tower and actually just goes up the small hill and goes back. So at some point he will join the fight because I think he reaches the gates, just goes beyond the gates a bit and then goes back. So yeah, be very careful because they hit hard. I think they also heal each other, so yeah, the fight can last quite long if you're not careful. Right. Yeah, so you're done with those. Basically you're almost done. So you would go straight to the tower. When you reach the tower, as mentioned before, you would need to go to your right, over here. And here you fight the Horsemaster boss, the one that drops the Grey Main Charger. So now you fight him here. He has 2 ads that come with him, but any group can do them. He doesn't deal tons of damage. Yeah, afterwards you enter the tower, and I'll show you a few clips of the main fights that I consider quite hard in this in the tower. Yeah, so one of the main fights I would say in the tower is just before the Harlow bosses. Here you fight 2 knights and 2 nobles. So nobles are casters. They will damage either your casters or your healers. So I would focus them first. The knights, they just have a lot of HP and a lot of defense, but they don't do too much damage. So just nuke the casters and then take the mages. The nobles, sorry, they're just mages. Another fight that's quite hard, I would say, and you have to be careful, is the fight after the Harlow bosses. So I think here you fight a pack of Judicators. I think there's 2 of them on the balconies and another one patrolling the stairway that's afterwards. Yeah, so nuke the Judicators. They heal, they do a lot of damage. The knights, as I said before, not really hard. Yeah, but you should manage if you have a CC or a strong tank, then you should be fine. Yeah, and afterwards, just go up the stairs, and at the end of the dungeon, you fight again Grey Main. So that's basically the route. Here I pointed out the bosses that are in red, so maybe just another. We have more bosses here, so this is Gan, and this is the couple. Yeah, so that's it, that's the route, and thank you. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching this guide. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments, and see you next time.